Good morning, everybody. My name is Mr. Boris. I'm one of the instrumental music teachers here at Mid and Chills. This is Mr. Padroni. He's an instrumental music teacher, and in the back is Mr. Sitz. He's the strings teacher. We're going to get started here, and we're really excited to play for you guys. This is our first public performance as a band. We're very excited. Thank you for being here and for being such a great, quiet audience. Mr. Padroni is going to get us started.
So that was the oldie but goodie, the classic hot cross buns. We're actually, it's written in our contract that we have to have that at the beginning. Anyway, like you said, my name is Mr. Padroni, and I teach the woodwinds, the ones down here on the floor. And each section is going to play a little tune so you hear what they sound like. We're going to have the flutes right over here. Okay, guys, can you hold up your flutes, please? Yeah. And what tune are you guys going to play? Jingle Bells? It's Jingle Bells. Yeah, they're going to play Jingle Bells for us. We play a lot of folk tunes, so this first one is a French folk tune called Au clair de la lune. Clarinets over here. They're the black ones. You guys can hold them up. We got a good set of clarinets, and they're going to play Jingle Bells as well. a folk tune about a girl whose name's Mary. And Mary has a lamb that's little. The last of the woodwinds are the saxophones. We have a lot of saxophones here at Vintage Hills. A lot. And they're really loud. But they also do a great job of playing their instruments well, and they're going to play Ode to Joy. The whole band's not going to play a variation of Mary Had a Little Lamb, where the lamb's not little, it's cool. So this is Mary Had a Cool Lamb.
Now on to the brass musicians. Trumpets, could you please hold up your instruments so the audience can see who we're talking about? And the trumpets make a sound by buzzing their lips, by vibrating their lips into their mouthpiece. So before they play Ode to Joy on the trumpets, they're going to take their mouthpieces off and they're going to show us this is literally what they do to make a sound on the trumpet. They're going to do a mouthpiece buzz. Take it away, trumpets. Really fantastic, wonderful, beautiful sound. When they plug their mouthpiece in, becomes the sound of their trumpets. And they'll demonstrate that now by plugging in their mouthpieces, and we will hear the trumpets play Ode to Joy. Next, we're going to play a holiday tune called Good King Wenceslas. Our next brass instrument are the trombones. Trombones, could you please hold up your instruments so everyone can see what a trombone is? Show me with your thumb. You think the trombone, if they take their mouthpiece off, their mouthpiece is bigger and larger than the trumpet mouthpiece. Is their mouthpiece buzz going to be lower or higher? Show me with your thumb. You think higher or lower? Show me with your thumb. Trombones, let's answer this question. Could you please take your mouthpieces off? Let's hear the trombone mouthpiece buzz. And the trombone mouthpiece buzz, which usually is a little bit lower because it's a bigger thing to make lower sounds. The trombones are going to plug their mouthpieces in now, and they'll turn that beautiful buzzing lip sound into the sound of the trombone now. Now we'll hear the entire band's rendition of Ode to Joy. Our percussionists are sort of hiding in the back corner there, and they've been playing bells this entire year. Starting in January, they will continue to play their bells, and we will also add snare drum and bass drum and other percussion instruments to their library of instruments. The percussionists are going to show us what their bells sound like by playing Mary Had a Little Lamb. 1, 2, 3, 4. In The Princess Bride, there's a character whose name is escaping me right now, who develops the immunity to iodine powder, to the poison, and they're having a mental off at a table, and one character says, "I've developed an immunity," and I feel like that about Baby Shark. I've been listening to that for so long, and I think for a lot of other grown-ups are thinking, "Whoa, what was that?" And I have immunity now because I've developed it over hearing that many, many times. Let's see. I'm off on my thinking notes. Jingle Bells next, is that right? Okay. Thank you very, very much for being such a great audience. We're going to play Jingle Bells, and we're going to walk this way to the back and let the strings come up along the wall this way, so the strings will be coming by you all this way. Before we play our last tune and say thank you very much and be done with the band portion of our assembly, let me just say a few words. We have band on Friday afternoons, and that means we don't have band a lot because there's so many Friday afternoons off. And these students have worked really hard, and they've been so respectful and such great listeners while we have been teaching in the few moments we do get to have band. They've done a great job. I do not think, this is not an exaggeration, no other school would sound like this given the few number of rehearsals that these students have had. They made their families and their teachers look very good with their great behavior and their great success. So let's give these students a big round of applause. While we're applauding, the fifth grade team here is incredibly supportive of instrumental music. We are not convenient. We are a circle peg in a round hole, in a square hole. We are awkward, and they make it work really fantastically. We're very grateful for their sacrifices and their flexibility. Let's give the fifth grade teachers a big round of applause. And lastly, the parents and the families who have supported all of us so much. We are very grateful for your sacrifices of time and treasure. Thank you very much for all that you have done. Hopefully the students will be able to show some appreciation over winter break and behave themselves really fantastically well as an act of gratitude. Thank you very much for making this all happen. Band's going to play Jingle Bells and then we'll get out of the way.
This year, it still hasn't done with licensing. So we, as a team, have had the tremendous opportunity and privilege with these students learning how to play string instruments, starting with violin, viola, and cello, and starting from holding the instrument in a way that no one would find acceptable to not only holding the instrument properly, but playing in a way that is pleasing to the ear. Recently, you may have noticed that your students have picked up the thing with some horsehair and a stick and started increasing the volume of their sound. So we went from starting with pizzicato, which most of what we're playing today is pizzicato, or plucking the instrument. Near the end, you'll see some people start to play what's called arco, otherwise known as with bow. But we're going to start with something called hopscotch. Hopscotch. Now, the brass and woodwinds and percussion are always a hard act to follow because the dynamic range, or otherwise how loud the instruments are, brass and percussion and woodwinds can get far louder than what we can get. So, that happened. The next thing that we're going to play is, what's the next one for? Rolling Along. Rolling Along sounds very, very similar to Something About a Lamb. It's the same melody, but different song. note, we start plucking only the string by itself. And then we start involving this left hand. And the kids keep looking at me and saying, Mr. Sitz, when do we get to use the bow? And I said, not until that left hand knows what you're doing. Okay? My philosophy on that is there's no reason to amplify a sound that doesn't sound good. So I want to make sure you sound good first, then let's add the bow. And sound bad for a little bit while longer. We'll sound bad, but eventually we'll get to the point to where not only is it a good sound, it's a great sound. So they've really been progressing as musicians, learning how to use that left hand appropriately, so when we add the right hand, we're amplifying a sound that sounds beautiful. We're still working on the beautiful part. Unfortunately, thus far, there were a few Fridays where I get to see these kids on Friday, and it's awesome to get to make music in the library. That's where we get to be, so we get to be loud in the library. It's a wonderful thing that we take full advantage of. There have been a lot of Fridays I haven't gotten the opportunity to see your students. But the awesome thing is they sound so good, not my fault. I didn't do anything. They practice, they work hard. They're as absolutely good as they want to be. I've been very impressed and very pleased when your kids come to class, they're excited, and everything that I had them play throughout the week, like, that sounds awesome. They didn't sound that way last week. It sounded bad. But now it sounds good. So well done, I go practice. And that's really how you get better at playing music. You can teach yourself anything that you want. Doesn't matter if it's music, doesn't matter if it's some other passion you have. And these kids have shown me their passion for music by showing up on Friday, playing music, and having lots of fun together. So the final piece is going to be Jingle Bells. Jingle Bells. You guys know Jingle Bells? You've heard of Jingle Bells before? Well, we're going to play Jingle Bells. Is that okay? It's not okay. Some of you say it's okay. We're going to play it, and maybe it'll be okay after we're done.
let's do this. String students, we'll have you return back to your cases along the wall on this side, and we'll get your instruments back securely and safely put away. Band students, could you please leave your instruments back there, and band students, come forward. We'll put the music stands and the chairs away. Actually, let's all not move. Band students, hold on for a second, because we'll let these guys dismiss first. Students, please look to your teachers to be dismissed by class. Parents, family, thank you very, very much for coming. We love having you here, and we love being able to play. Thank you very, very much. Everyone have a great break.